These are the tools we will use: a wire cutter, a chain nose pliers, beads, aluminum wire. This one I got from Ace Hardware, and also some thicker aluminum wire to do the frame. Now the wire that is gonna go through the beads, you just have to make sure that is thin enough to go through the hole of the beads. My beads are quite large, so the wire that I have, the thinner one, easily goes through it. And the beads that I'm using are glass, but I also made some with plastic beads, and I'm trying to arrange the beads in the pattern of what it will be. This way they seem to be too small, so I'm gonna put them actually in a vertical pattern. So this is how I ended up arranging the beads, and I'm going to make a loop in one end of the thicker wire. This is about maybe 18 gauge wire. It is aluminum, so it is very pliable and moldable, and this is for my own use, so I'm not being particularly picky about it being super straight. And I just want to make a frame that will go around the beads and that will hold the structure. So at each place where I'm going to do a bend, I just use the chain nose pliers to mark it, and then to bend the wire into that direction to create a rectangular shape. Now I have one more bend to finish the rectangular frame, so I'm using again the chain nose pliers to do the bend, and then I'm cutting the excess, leaving enough room to create another loop with the round nose pliers, which I forgot to mention you will also need. And then I'm straightening the frame a little bit and cutting a section of the thinner wire. This is about either 18 or 17 gauge. It could even be 20. And I'm taking one piece of it, the end, and bending it over the frame. And then I'm using the short end to keep looping it around the frame. It is very easy to do with my fingers because aluminum is very pliable, but I'm also using the chain nose pliers for that little end bit of it. I don't want anything to be sticking out and poke anybody who tries to grab the soap saver. You want it to have a smooth end. Now the longer end is where I'm going to thread the beads through to start filling the frame. And I'm just putting them through. In some spots, because my wire was not stored properly and it has a lot of bends in it, I was having trouble getting the beads through it, but just adjusting the wire just slightly allowed me to keep feeding them through. Now these are glass beads that I'm using, but I also did another one with plastic beads, which were smaller. And it'll be interesting to see over time which one holds up better. When I'm done with the last bead on that row, I'm gonna do the same, and I'm going to wrap the wire around that end. And I'm actually wrapping it several times so that at the end the wire will be in the right position to start putting the second column of beads, which you can see I did several loops, and this is about the right spot now to do it. So I'm going to start threading the remaining beads. If you don't have aluminum wire to use for this, you could also try the stainless steel. Other than that, I would think that plastic cover wire should also work. The ones that I will not use would be copper wire or any base metal wire, because they are not really, they don't perform well being around water. You could see corrosion on them once you expose them to water. Even stainless steel, I'm not even sure how well it's going to do, but I'm going to try. I did do another one using stainless steel. Usually stainless steel does well, when you do appliances and such. But in wire, I have seen some slight corrosion in it over time. So time will tell. Now I'm almost done with the wrapping of the wire. The saver is almost finished. All I need to do now is just cut the end, and that little part that's sticking out, I'm going to use the chain nose pliers just to make it go down so it doesn't stick out. And that's it. This is a picture of another one that I did with smaller beads, and this is how it looks like with the soap on it. And this last one is the one that I did with stainless steel wire without a frame.